In this video, I'm going to tell you how to take one listing a week as a brand new real estate agent. And the reality is, for brand new agents, it is overwhelming and confusing when you get a real estate license, you join a real estate office, and you have a long list of things that you need to do, that you should do, and that you must do. Starting with, obviously, there are training classes in your office. You need to learn how to read and complete contracts. Endless disclosures that are required in your state. You probably need to go to a Board of Realtors orientation, and you need to take an MLS class, and you have to create a website for yourself, and you need to order marketing materials and signs and business cards. There are so many things, a long list of tasks. Attend the weekly office meetings. Now, I want you to think about this. In addition to all of these things that are definitely overwhelming and confusing, you don't even know where to start. You run into agents in your office, most of which are probably not selling that many homes a year anyhow, and they all have an opinion about what you should do and how you should be doing things. Now, I want you to consider this. If you go on YouTube, you found me on YouTube, you go on YouTube and you search for how to take listings, or I don't know, whatever you search to find me, you're going to find me, but you also have, I don't know, dozens of other channels and coaches and trainers that have different ideas of what you should be doing. If you go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, there are people telling you what to do. And I want you to think about this. Is it true that you need to learn how to fill out contracts and disclosures? Absolutely. Should you have a website so people can find you? And should you order business cards? Yes. Should you learn how to use your MLS? Absolutely. And at the same time, I want you to reason with me logically. Training, all of these different classes and stuff you are probably already have spent some time doing. None of those things are gonna help you start making money right away. You might need to learn it or do it eventually. But I'm sure you would agree with me that as a new agent, your number one priority is to make money. And you would like to start making money as quickly as possible. So I'm going to tell you what to do to make that happen, because in all of the things that I described to you that you could do and should do, and you are told you have to do as a new agent, you could actually spend months, maybe even an entire year, doing all of this stuff without ever getting a commission check. So, first thing that I wrote down that you need to do, starting on day one when you get licensed. And if you're not on day one, if you're on day 30 and you haven't made any money yet, well, you're gonna start immediately. You need to start talking to people about buying and selling real estate. This has to be your number one goal. You're not going to take one listing a week. You're not even going to take probably any listings unless you start talking to people. Think about it. How many people will call you on an annual basis and say to you, oh, hey, I want to sell my house. Can you come list it? How often do you think that's going to happen? Maybe it won't happen at all in 1 year. Maybe one or two if you're lucky. If you want to be a listing agent, you have to accept the fact that you're going to have to talk to people about it. And the reason why so few agents focus on listings is because they avoid exactly what I am talking to you about here. They rather do anything else. They rather spend months organizing their database than pick up the phone or go door knocking or talk to strangers anywhere about real estate. And the goal is of these conversations, the goal is to set appointments. You gotta find people that wanna sell so you can set appointments. And I can tell you, oh, but what if I do, start making calls and I set an appointment and I don't know I don't even know a listing agreement. I don't know any of the disclosures. I can assure you that your broker would be thrilled to have that problem. You go to your broker and say, "Oh, I have a listing appointment, but I don't know what to do." They will help you. They may even find somebody that can go with you, co-list. You could split the commission, or they'll help you in any other way. Your broker will help you. And this is critical for you to understand. So, who are you going to talk to? Okay, so I wrote this down. You're going to start by talking to everyone that you know. All the people that are on your contacts on your phone, you're going to you're going to call them. Oh, but I don't know what to say. In the description of this video, there's a link for you to download my script book for free. All of the scripts that you need are there. So go download the script book and find the script for your database, your past clients, your sphere of influence. There's a script for it there. And you also need to start talking to people outside of your phone. Everywhere you go get a cup of coffee, you go to the grocery store, you go get a haircut, you go to the gym. You got to start getting out of your cocoon and stop being a secret agent and let people know that you are in real estate. Everyone is interested in knowing what's happening with real estate. I mean, I am a real estate coach. Now, I've sold a lot of real estate. And when somebody asks me, "Oh, what do you do for work?" "Oh, I'm a real estate coach." And they go, "Oh, really? Oh, how is the real estate market?" Everyone wants to know because either they own a property and they're interested in knowing what's happening with their investment in terms of what's happening in the market, or they're renting a property and at some point they will want to own their own home. So real estate is a universal topic that everybody's interested in. The most important script, obviously have the script book, is asking everyone, who do you know that wants to buy or sell real estate right now that I can help? And maybe they'll say, "Oh, how about me?" Or, "I heard about so and so," or "my neighbor said they're going to sell," or "somebody at work." The average person runs into 4 or 5 people a year that are talking about buying or selling real estate. So if you're asking everyone everywhere, you're going to find business. The second thing I wrote down is, when you are having these conversations, what if somebody says, "Well, I know somebody who wants to buy." What should you do with buyers? My number one rule for you as a new agent, so you can start taking one listing a week as quickly as possible, is refer the buyers out and collect a referral fee if and when they end up buying something. If you start working with every buyer that comes your way or referrals you get for buyers, you're not going to be a listing agent. Buyers are extremely time consuming, and unfortunately, a lot of agents spend months showing, sometimes years, believe me, years showing property to a buyer and they haven't bought it yet. Yes, I have met so many agents. So you could spend months or even years showing properties to a buyer and not get paid. And then all of a sudden, they are driving in front of a property, they see a for sale sign, and they call the phone number on that sign is the listing agent, and somehow it happens to be the perfect house they end up buying, or that agent takes a buyer that you've been working with for months and years and ends up taking them as a client. Buyers have to be you have to be extremely careful if you choose to ever work with a buyer. The criteria, non-negotiable, is that the only buyers you will work with are the ones that are ready. If you show them the right property today, they'll make an offer. They are willing and they are able financially. They're pre-approved. They have the money to put down. They're ready to go. And even more important, they need to be committed to buying from you. 100%. These are the only buyers that you should ever consider working with you. I personally feel like you should refer them all out, but I know how hard this is because agents, especially as a brand new agent, you're tempted. You think that, oh, I got a buyer here. This could be a quick sale, an easy commission, and I need to make money. I understand. Because you need to make money is exactly why I created this video for you. Because all of the things that I mentioned to you in the beginning of this video that you should be doing and that you could be doing and that you need to learn, none of it will make you money. They're not. You could end up being a professional student and not getting paid. You're spending money you don't have and you're wasting time. Number one priority is to make money. And I also, I told you, ready, willing, and able, committed to working with you. You got to have high standards. You're not going to, price range. You need to think about it. If somebody wants to buy a $50,000 condo, if that even exists anywhere in this country, I mean, do you want to spend your time? Definitely not working with renters, people that want to rent. Focus. For you to be a listing agent, take one listing a week, it's 100% possible, but it's going to require focus. Then the next thing I wrote down is you're going to start by calling the people you know, the contacts on your phone. Yes, and obviously everybody you run into. But what do you do when you call everybody on your phone? Let's say you have 150 people on your phone. This is your number one priority. So you're working 8 hours a day. This is what you need to be doing at least 80% of the time. So let's say you have 150 people and you talk to 20 people a day. Okay? Within a week, you've talked to 100 people. 3 days later, you've talked to all 150. Now what? What do I do next? Well, talking to people you know may be easier than talking to strangers, but that's going to be the next category of people that you're going to have to talk to. Because the number of people you know, even if you have hundreds of people, it's a limited number. And most people don't have hundreds, okay? They don't have that many people. So once you talk to all the people you know, you're going to have to start talking to people you don't know. And the quicker that you accept that, you embrace that, you say, hey, I'm in real estate. This is a sales job. I want to sell homes. I got to find people who want to sell. I'm going to have to talk to them. The quicker you do that, the closer you are to making a fortune in real estate. And then I wrote this down. You have to make these calls that I'm talking about to people you know and people you don't know. First thing in the morning. It's your number one priority every day. Because if you don't make it a priority, I find it fascinating how real estate agents, they have a to-do list of 20 things that they need to do before they could ever talk to anybody. And then what happens? You never get to it. In the morning, you have more energy. You are more focused. You haven't been distracted by, 100 things that are going on. So you need to shut down every possible distraction. Get your calls done first thing in the morning. And you need to have a goal of making these calls from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. Oh my gosh, 4 hours? Yes, 4 hours. You're a brand new agent, you don't know anything, you got a script book, and you want to take one listing a week. Well, gonna have to hustle. So 8 a.m. till 12 p.m. is your prospecting time. Prospecting is not a dirty word. All it means is that you're looking for something. What are you looking for? People that want to sell. So you cannot start your day with your to-do list and think that this is going to get done later. You're going to spend 6 months being really busy answering emails and online inquiries. I don't know what, following up on leads that maybe your broker, some agent is giving to you, buyers, and you're not going to make any money. So I'm here sharing this information with you so you actually get on track for that one listing a week. Now, next thing I wrote down. Who are these people you don't know that you are going to call? If this is the first video you're watching on my YouTube channel, all right. If you have watched any other videos, you already know the answer. You're going to start the people you don't know, expired listings and for sale by owners. Because let me go back for a minute to the people you know. Let's say if you have that 150 people, right? You talk to all of them, after a week and a half. When are you going to talk to them again? Once a quarter. So 4 times a year. So you're not going to be calling them every week saying the same thing and asking if they know anybody. So just once a quarter. And after these calls, you're going to be calling expired listings and for sale by owners. Why? Because these are people who want to sell their house. That's why you want to find somebody who wants to sell so you could set an appointment and take a listing. Great. So let's go directly to the people that we know are already selling. And when you run out, you call all the FSBOs and expireds that you have. You're going to call around a neighborhood. If it is easier for you, start in your own neighborhood. My first 2 years in real estate, I made 95% of the calls I made were neighborhood calls in my neighborhood. Why? I knew the streets, I knew the models of the homes. I felt more comfortable because I was very insecure. I didn't know anything. I had never made calls. I didn't like talking to people anywhere. I mean, I was a very quiet, introverted person. So my neighborhood, even though it wasn't necessarily an ideal price range, average price was like, I don't know, maybe 120, 30,000, but at least it got me going. It worked for me. So wherever you start, if you feel comfortable calling an area that is a little more expensive, just make sure that the neighborhood you select to call in, like homes actually sell there. There's at least a 5% annual turnover rate. So, some areas sell better than others. Some price ranges sell better than others, and that's definitely what you want to focus on. You could actually door knock too in your neighborhood. You could go meet your neighbors, bring a business card, introduce yourself, follow the script. There's a script for calling or door knocking neighborhoods in my script book. You share information on a property that was just sold in the area or just listed in the area. And then you go through the script and ask them if they want to sell or now in the near future, or they know anybody. So the goal between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. is for you to have 40 conversations, 10 per hour. Write that down as a goal for yourself, okay? Door knocking would be in the afternoon. In the morning, you're just on the phone. It's faster. You let the phone ring 4 times, they don't answer, hang up and dial the next number. So you can go through the no answers faster because the majority are not going to answer. Okay, for sale by owners answer more because they have the house for sale and they think you might be a buyer. But other than that, all the other types of calls that you make, whether it's neighborhood or expired listings, if you get 5% answering the phone, you're doing great. So you don't want the phone ring 10 times because you're wasting time. 4 rings. Most people do pick up by the 4th ring. So a minimum of 40 conversations a day. I want you to look at this as a real job. You know, when you have a real job and they give you a job description and they say, well, your job is for you to keep getting paid here and not get fired. You got to talk to 40 people a day about buying and selling real estate using these scripts. That's it. Sales in real estate requires these conversations. The problem is real estate agents don't think they're in sales, and they are an independent contractor and they don't have a boss. So they do whatever they want. They don't have a job description for themselves. I'm giving it to you here because my goal is for you to succeed in your real estate career as a listing agent. And you're brand new to real estate. I want you to start taking a list a week, every single week, like immediately. We don't want to spend months without making money. So then I wrote this down. You're going to do this Monday through Friday. And when you follow through Monday through Friday, you could actually take the weekends off. You know how agents are doing open houses on weekends? No, you are enjoying your weekend because you worked Monday through Friday and you worked efficiently. You weren't wasting time. You're actually doing the one thing that matters that all the other agents don't want to do. And I'm going to say this to you. Write this down and remind yourself on a daily basis. It's impossible for you to fail if you don't quit. If you do what I'm telling you and you don't quit and you stay consistent, success is certain. It's going to happen. And I'm sure that when you hear what I'm saying, I mean, if you talk to enough people, are you going to find somebody that wants to sell? Absolutely. And when you're calling expireds and FSBOs, they already want to sell. Even better. That's why I love those people. So I know it's common sense. I know you know it. I know you believe it. You may have some doubt that you can do it, that it will work for you. And I'm here to tell you that, yes, you can do it and it will work for you. There's no reason why it wouldn't. It worked for me and I knew nothing and I couldn't even talk to anybody. And English is my second language and I don't have a college degree. Of course, you can do it. And everything that I'm asking you to do is just a matter of execution. May not be easy, but it can be done. And because it's not easy, very few people do it. So your biggest challenge is just stay focused and stay consistent because there's always something else you could be doing. And you don't want to get distracted with that. You want to do what matters most so you can set appointments and start taking listings immediately. Thank you for watching this video. Leave your comments and questions below, and I will see you on the next one.